Hello and welcome to Shadow Patch Notes, a series where we take the latest patch and discuss all the hidden tweaks and changes that didn't quite make the spotlight. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. And stick around until the end of the video to see how you can win a Nurser Rover, Aurora, and Argo Tractor game package with LTI. Alright, let's jump right in. Okay, first things first. I've seen a lot of people talking about the struggles of unloading cargo from the reclaimer after a large salvage session now that we have freight elevators. There seems to be a misconception that auto-selling from your ship wasn't working, so I just want to put it out there that auto-unloading works for salvage ships as well. It's a bit buggy, but it definitely works. Just make sure the ship is stored, then go to the TDD and check every available option for your RMC. Be sure to click on and check each and every ship in the drop-down menu. Sometimes the RMC may even show up under a different ship, or even on your character somehow. I promise you the fee is low enough to be worth not trying to squeeze a bunch of boxes out the back of a reclaimer. Speaking of industrial bugs, I know you miners have had it rough lately, but I'm happy to report that surface mineable rocks have been fixed. Mineable rocks are now highlighted in the world, and the name of the rock will be displayed on it. After scanning the rock, more details will appear on your scanning MFD. Have fun out there dreaming up how underground minables will shape the game in the future. Will mining ships point down again? Who knows? In case you didn't know, the RSI Scorpius turret is fixed for master modes. It was having issues when switching in and out of nav mode before. The button for the turret doesn't work, however, so you'll have to set a hotkey to enter remote turret in the settings. Then you're good to go. The turret also received the added benefit of self-status and target status thanks to the new MFD helmet cast. So be sure to wear one if you're turret gunning. No more nude runs. I saw rumors that the cargo grid on the C1 was narrowed down to prevent you from squeezing in a third box, but I can assure you that this is not the case. It is still very much possible to fit 3 32 SCU crates in there. There's a new console command to display a frame graph. Type R_display frame graph to pull this up. It will help you figure out if you are being bottlenecked by either your CPU or GPU. Spoiler alert, unless you have an insanely outdated GPU, you are almost definitely CPU bottlenecked. They fixed the bug in the hull A where the ship had no oxygen in 2 compartments. When the RSI Zeus is heavily damaged, the sink fills with water. Plumbing gameplay when. A few new helmets were spotted in the patch as well. These all look pretty cool. We got a fun little surprise dropped on us this patch. Point defense system turrets are finally functional. These automated turrets will shoot down any missiles that try to hit you, as seen with this one on top of the Constellation Phoenix. One step closer to AI blades. Other notable ships in game with a PDS include the 890 Jump and the RSI Polaris. Some things to keep in mind. The PDS won't fire if weapons are shut off or in nav mode. Also, each turret can only fire at 1 missile at a time, so stay on your toes. In my personal early PTU testing, this turret never shot down a single torpedo. I was about ready to call them useless, until SIG threw us a curveball. The PDS turrets can also autonomously shoot at fighters. This can be very powerful in the case of large ships like the 890, which have multiple point defense guns. They can shoot targets up to 2 kilometers out, and will still prioritize missiles. The redacted items in the Citizen Con goodies pack are now revealed. They are a Vandal skull and a Valakaar sandworm plushie. These items will now be in game as of this patch. The new storage chest item was also added from the goodies pack. This is pretty convenient to leave around your personal hangar, to quickly grab items and kit up with some armor and weapons. If you ever get hit with this weird bug where your character is locked into side-to-side movement on a strange axis, just go ahead and grab another physical item in the world, such as food. This should fix your character right up. Oh wow, bro, that fixed me, bro. A new tab for mission details was added to the Starmap. This adds some incredible functionality, as you can click on the mission and be taken straight to it so you can set a route. You can also track and untrack the mission, as well as open up mission details straight from this drop-down menu. The Anvil Terrapin received some pretty cool changes this patch. This includes a hatch button, internal storage, and all physicalized components. You can even push a button to toggle the deployable armor on the ship. Also, the torture chair now floats. This was definitely done in preparation for the new medical variant of the Terrapin, believed to debut at IAE this year. I fully expect a white, red, and teal skin for this, so CIG can go all in with the very clear cyberpunk inspiration for it. Speaking of which, this patch brings a new year of IAE, and with it, a new wave of ships. The first one we will be seeing is the all-new Crusader starter ship. We finally got a look at this ship, and it's absolutely fugly. The interior is amazing though. Speaking of which, the Pulse fits into the Intrepid quite nicely once you squeeze it into the cargo lift. A tractor beam can help this process go a lot smoother, but you can definitely do it without one. The Argo CSV FM is also going up for sale at IAE. This new ground vehicle sports medium drones and will likely be the most common base building vehicle for players. Still curious if we'll ever get that Atlas platform ground vehicle. Also curious if SIG plans to pull an Atlas stunt with the construction grav cart. Guys, come on, it's not even a vehicle. I also really hope they mention the notorious base building module for the Galaxy. It would be nice if they actually sell it this year, so it won't be so speculative anymore. The Mirai Guardian was also confirmed at SitCon to be dropping this year. This ship is a heavy fighter that seems to be heavily inspired by its tiny predecessor, the Mirai Fury. We've known about this one for a very long time now, and I'm frankly just happy to finally see this thing outside of Elite Image. We also have the all-new MISC Starlancer Max and TAC. Another cyberpunk reference? Just kidding. Lastly, the RSI Polaris drops this patch. Let's see how practical this thing turns out to be. The Polaris has working mirrors on board. They also added playable chessboards, just like the ones on the 890 Jump. Freight elevator storage at Outposts will save your stored cargo, even across shards, so if you ever disconnect or have to end your session, you can still grab your load later on. Hopefully this can help one or two haulers out there. Using QEDs has changed a bit in the last patch. To use the Cutlass Blue QED, you'll need to turn it on with this button on the right. Next, make sure you have power distributed to the QED, as it may not have any by default. This is why you will want to upgrade your power plant to get more bars. Finally, when you are ready to lock your target, you can fully activate the QED with the same switch on the right. I lost a pretty easy score of gold while gaining this knowledge, so hopefully this helps one or two pirates out there. In 324.3, the Argo SRV received a pretty big quantum fuel buff, from 500,000 to over 2 million. Also, a quick reminder that towing ships while in quantum was fixed in the last patch. The Banu Defender, on the other hand, received a quantum fuel nerf, from 5 million to 700k. As you know, quantum travel was standardized last patch. This means all drives move at the same speed right now. As far as loadouts go, I would just grab the best stealth option and call it a day. A new torpedo was spotted on Urkel. This enormous size 12 warhead is named the PX-T12 Apex, and it does over 522,000 energy damage, suggesting it may be intended to damage shields over hull. Let me know down in the comments what ship you think this is for. I initially thought this was related to the Polaris, but as you can see, the Polaris size 10 torpedo was added in as well, just underneath it. It appears that the forward operating bases that were added in 324 are no longer on the map, and they don't have any QT markers anymore. This included the infamous broken patch on Hurston. Not sure if the FOBs are still there or if they just removed the quantum marker. The cockpit on the Prospector got a nice rework. They basically removed the entire MFD panel in favor of a holographic light bar to cast down the MFDs. Looks a lot better in my opinion. So this Nothing Burger patch should be our final hurdle before 4.0. Judging by the gutted roadmap we recently received, it looks like the team is committed to getting pyro and meshing in our hands by the end of this year. So hopefully the next time I see you, it'll be for an extra juicy 4.0 edition. Be sure to ring that notification bell so you don't miss out. And that'll do it for this episode of Shadow Patch Notes. So, were any of these changes news to you? And what ship are you most looking forward to at IAE? Leave a comment below and let me know. And if you're interested in the triple ship game package giveaway, just be a subscriber here on YouTube and head on over to my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/the5star, where you can find the link to enter. Come on by and say hi. Alright everybody, I'll catch you on the flip flop. Peace out.